So the last thing that we talked about was about how to use partial views. So we were in the store manager controller and we had a function, we added a function, an action method called as daily deal. And then here we have our screen. Where we have a button, blue button that says daily deal. So we have this button here, and then when I hover over it, I can see that it is pointing to store manager / daily deal. This is going to like call the daily deal method inside my store manager controller. So like we talked about, like normally we have this. Normally we have it like view, but like I said before, because we want the content to display right underneath, we are going to make it a partial view. So that's why we are saying partial view, and then we are going to give the name of the view. Simple enough. It's not going to do much, but it's going to give us access to a partial view. If you go to your store manager, I already created a view called daily deal. So all I did was add view. It's an empty view without model, and then I called it as daily deal. You can call it, with or without the underscore, it doesn't matter. So that would create as an empty view. That's what I have here. This is an empty view. Partial view is not any different than a regular view, except that it is going to be part of another view. So the content is going to be like how it is going to be part of another view. So I just have a title here. We can like fix that title to say something more meaningful. Daily deal. So let me just run the application real quick and show you what I mean. When I click on this now, it goes to daily deal and renders partial view. The partial view content is just a header now, daily deal. That's what's coming in here. The whole code is working only because in the index view, we have included the jQuery unobtrusive. Without this, it will render as a separate page, not as how we are expecting it to be. So we have to call it as a partial view. Okay, so let's just go and add some more logic into it. Every time I say daily deal, I'm just going to call a function that returns me album. So this is going to be a private function. It's going to return an album. So this is a great way to normally code because you're just like creating a placeholder. You are just like defining, okay, I need to like call another function. You can code inside also, but this is a better way of doing it because sometimes if your business logic becomes way too much, you can move it to another class and then keep it that way organized. Because we are just doing examples, it doesn't matter. So it might seem like an overkill right now, but actually it is not. So we are going to like get an album from our database. So what I mean by that is we want to get some album, right? We want to get an album, but we want it to be a random album every time. So in order for us to be able to do that, this is what we are going to do. So what's happening here is we are going to order by GUID. And when I say order by is a clause that helps us like sort. But then what we are doing here is we are doing a little bit of a hack. If we sort by any order, no matter what, it's going to return like the first or the last or something like that. To randomize, to truly randomize, what we are doing is we are assigning a GUID. A GUID is going to be like a random, I think 16-digit number. It's going to assign the number every time and then sort by the number, because the assignment is happening at that moment and not stored in the database. It would be fresh and new every time. Nobody knows what's going to be the first one. So we are going to assign a number, assign the GUID, and then take the first of that generation. So every time you have a session, the GUID is going to be new. So this is going to give us an album. So we are going to pass this album to the partial view. Okay. So that is a neat hack. What we are going to do next is we are going to go into the daily deal album, view. We have to like access the model here. Right? We want the album. So in order for us to get the album, we are getting it from the controller. So one album, that's all we are getting at every time. So all we have to do is show that album. It's really simple. So we have like a nice class called panel, so we can use that. So it'll make like a nice box and everything. And then this panel has a header. The body, so that's going to have a class panel body. Okay, so here is where we are going to display at model dot title. What's the other thing we want? Price. So when we said daily deal, we never adjusted the price. So that is something we have to take care of. So we want it to be a discounted price, basically. So at this point, what's going to happen? It is going to display the title and the price. So and then we can have like a title. At this point, it is just going to pull a random one and give us. If we want to adjust the price, what we do is album dot price, right? That's the one we want to modify. What we can, so we'll come back to that one. First, let's build this as it is. I'm going to pause the video and start again because I don't want you guys to wait.